cursing under my breath, I grab my cell phone and answer it. "Good morning, Savannah Harkwell speaking." I sound like the gracious Southern girl I was raised to be, not a cranky New York waitress ready to reach through the phone and throttle the person on the other end. I'm greeted by my great-aunt Hepzibah's gravelly voice. "Well, at least you haven't lost all your manners." Her accent is even thicker than mine. It comes out like "your manners." "Although it does sound as if you just woke up," she continues. "Really, Savannah, it's 10 a.m. Idleness is not an attractive quality for a young lady." I'm hardly idle. I slept in because I worked until 4 a.m. I sit up and swing my feet off the side of the bed. "Only certain types of women work those kinds of hours. Like nurses, doctors, EMTs, police officers, soldiers, air traffic controllers." I totally won that round, but she'll never acknowledge it. "I do hope you find employment with more suitable hours soon. Nothing good ever happens after 10 p.m. She sniffs loudly enough to communicate her disapproval. "I was simply calling to make sure you received your birthday card. I hadn't received a thank you card, but considering your branch of the family, that's not surprising." With Aunt Hepzibah, you can always hear the subtext. You low-class pretenders. We're the Mulberry Acres Harkwells, which says it all if you're from Swampy Bottom County. There are several branches of the family, and we're the lowest on the totem pole. After my great-great-great-grandfather, a prosperous farmer, lost his wife, he married his chambermaid and fathered 11 children with her. Yes, a chambermaid. The very idea. I roll my eyes so hard, I can almost see the back of my skull before I lob the ball back into her court. Yes, I did. In fact, I was going to call today and check that you'd received my thank you card. I was getting a little worried you'd gotten it and then forgot with your memory the way it is. You senile old bat. Of course I sent a thank you card. How dare she? I've left most of my old life behind in Sugar Hill, but that doesn't mean I've turned peasant. When I first arrived in New York, I raided my meager savings to purchase monogrammed stationery. It was galling, and not just because I was broke for the first time in my life. I also had to go back to using the initials for my maiden name, Savannah Leanne Harkwell. Oh dear. I'll have to have a word with Billy and see if he's been stealing the mail again. Translation: I'll check to make sure you're not lying. Billy is the mail carrier for the town of Sugar Hill. He's never stolen a piece of mail in his life. That's just what my great-aunt says whenever the mail doesn't come fast enough for her liking. I'm sure it's not his fault. The card's probably floating around your house somewhere. I've got to let you go, though. I have to be at work in an hour. You just said you worked last night. Translation: what a surprise that someone from the Mulberry Acres side of the family is a liar. That was my night job. This is my day job. One of them. I waitress, I do plus-size modeling, to the mortification of my proudly anorexic mother. I teach etiquette lessons, and I pick up any other gigs I can squeeze into my spare time. Ridiculous. Aunt Hepzibah punctuates that with a rather unladylike snort. Working as much as you do, you'll never have time to find yourself another husband. She knows I no longer have family money or a husband to rely on, but like most Harkwell women, she's never worked a day in her life. No matter how I try to explain it, she can't seem to understand the concept of needing a job to pay the bills. The $500 birthday check she sent paid my cell phone bill and saved me from eating ramen noodles this week. Maybe that's for the best. I haven't made the best decisions in that department. That's a whopper of an understatement. My ex-husband Percy cheated on me with my best friend and bridesmaid Mimi. It started before my wedding. I deserved it 100%. I stole Percy from a distant cousin of mine, Daisy Abernathy. She